Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day.
A few moments later.
I did get fired from my job. I was terminated because of the videos that I posted about the passing of CK. And I guess several dozens, hundreds of people contacted my employer, and I guess word got out to directly to the CEO, directly to the top.
Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day.
In the neck at his own debate rally. I try to avoid American politics if possible, but I've opened X to a bunch of little crying and whinging about how political is never the answer. These people are gunning for politics that is inherently to its people.
What?
These people are gunning for politics that are inherently to a population, to marginalized people, to people who need access to healthcare. This is the same across the West. This isn't just the US. This is England too. I'm sick of this idea that you can't meet with. Why is anyone condemning that? Them all.
1 hour later.
About Charlie Kirk ended up on Turning Point UK's Twitter account, so I need to address this because it's all getting a little out of hand. Let me firstly state that I am no longer at the Petticoat Emporium. My stall has been removed.
Clemson University is under a lot of fire after 3 of their professors came out celebrating the passing of Charlie Kirk. One of the longest serving professors at Clemson University, Robin Newberry, who's making over 6 figures a year, posted this saying, in a world full of Charlie Kirks and Brian Thompsons, the United Healthcare CEO, be a Tyler Robinson or a Luigi Mangione. This man as well, Melvin Earl Villiver, who is an assistant professor of audio and global black studies, also celebrated the passing of Charlie Kirk. He said, the day that Charlie Kirk passed, today was one of the most beautiful days ever. The weather was perfect, sunny with a little breeze. This was such a beautiful day. And then he made comments about Charlie Kirk with very derogatory remarks that I had to hide here. Now, originally, Clemson University acknowledged all of these professors and what they were saying, but said that they had a right to free speech. But with all of the backlash they've gotten, Clemson University has now said today that they have suspended one of those professors, but not all 3. And now, out of the blue, Clemson has called an emergency board meeting tomorrow at 2 p.m. and people are calling on them to fire all 3 of those employees.
See, as you can see, the more you around, the more you're going to find out.
I do a quick check-in after yesterday and all of the drama. I want to reiterate that it is not wrong or unethical or unkind to laugh at the misfortunes of terrible people. That Charlie Kirk incited. That's what he did. And then that came back to haunt him. That was his decision. So it's got nothing to do with the people who are laughing and joking about him becoming a human water.
2 hours later.
So I received information that I've been on X, so I'm going to have to step away for a little bit. And the AFP have been contacted, and also the E-Safety Commission as well have been contacted because there's been a large number of coming through. And the irony of this situation, that all I did was say some words that offended some people, and now people have decided to take that into the real world and start, and people out in the real world.
Wait a minute. Didn't you just say
Charlie Kirk incited violence? That's what he did. And then that came back to haunt him. That was his decision. I even had some people say to me that apparently they made a report to the AFP, the federal police, about me. I'm like, what did I do other than say something that hurt your feelings? Like, that's free speech.
Yeah, but you sound like one of these people who comes from one of the countries that does not have free speech. So that's on you. Although I will say no one should be sending her threats.
That's free speech. You the ability to speak, even if that's something that personally offends you or you find distasteful. We don't all have to agree on things. In fact, we shouldn't all agree on things. So yeah, I'll be around later, I guess. And yeah, just think before you try to take things offline or you try to escalate things.
All right, so she thinks that we should think before we try to escalate things.
Flashback.
So it's got nothing to do with the people who are laughing and joking about him becoming a human water.
Stop it. Get some help.
Makes sense, right? If you just start mass firing people for being too insensitive, right, then what happens? Then these companies don't want to hire them again, which creates the inflation of the homelessness issue, right? And what are we doing with the homeless right now? We're incarcerating them. We're trying to find them places to go, but pretty soon it's going to be that we're incarcerating them, right? So the more people you fire that can't get jobs, the more homeless people you have, the more incarcerated individuals you have. And what are incarcerated individuals good for? Slave labor.
If you say anything about Charlie Kirk online that your employer does not like and they fire you, there may not be much you can do about that. My name is Paige Sparks. I'm an employment lawyer, and this makes my eye twitch. Misstated all over the internet. You don't have an absolute freedom of speech against everyone for everything. Your constitutional rights, like the Bill of Rights, which includes the First Amendment freedom of speech, primarily protects you from the government, not against individual people or private entities. The U.S. Constitution limits the government's power. It is not meant to regulate private behavior in between people or in between businesses that have nothing to do with the government. I'll give you an example. If you make a public post online saying, government, a cop cannot show up at your door and arrest you for saying that. That is a violation of your First Amendment freedom of speech. As an employer, I'm a private entity. I have nothing to do with the government. So if my wonderful law clerk says Sparks online on a public post, I could fire her for that and there's nothing she could do. There are, of course, some exceptions, like if a private entity is acting on behalf of the government, or if you are a municipal employee and technically you have a government entity employer. But in general, you only have the freedom of speech protected against the government, not other people. I have actually sued the government before for violations of freedom of speech. Speech does not have to be just spoken to be protected. Actions can be considered speech too, like burning the flag, or if you flash your lights to warn other people of a cop sitting on the side of the road, that is also protected speech. Comment to let me know what other questions you have about the law. If you see people saying this incorrectly online, now you know.
I buy me a coffee link to buy Leroy a dog treat. Leroy, stop that. You're so cute. Oh, I love you. I love you. You guys steal the show. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Red Dawn Daily with your host, me, Dawn Marie, and sometimes Leroy. Leroy, you're not bored, are you? Leroy, did you know that 9 out of 10 people only watch to see you? Yeah. I'm just kind of here holding space for you. It's true. It's true. Leroy, you're so much fun. You're way more fun than any puppet. Right, Leroy?